Masasa, if I can maybe zoom into your piece, what inspired it, and yeah, how was the process of sharing?
It was hard, I'm not going to lie to you. It was hard because I had to sit and go back to places that I too had shoved into that deep dark corner and said, I'm just going to march on. And so when I was challenged to speak about gender-based violence, and particularly in my context, I was deeply triggered, because it made me remember and remember instances where I, as an artist, as an actor, was violated, was dismembered. And learning this language of that violence is so subtle that if you blink, you might miss it. But it impacts you. And when you sit in stillness and you connect with that unconscious part of you, you go, sure, that was so. So what I shared is the reality of not just myself, but of many actors, both male and female, and non-gender conforming, that have experienced this experience that I've had of seeing your perpetrator down the billboard on the M1 driving. And they get to carry on with their lives, like you said. They get to be the leading man or the leading lady, but you sit with those feelings and go, did I smile at that person wrong? And I share that in my video. You sit with these difficult feelings of, did I smile at them? Did that hug that I gave them before the show linger a little bit too long and maybe suggest something else? You try and take responsibility for things that, my goodness, you were just being polite. So this video was really hard for me to make. And even talking about it now, I get a lump in my throat, because I know that that's not a unique experience to me. You know, young actresses come to me and share, Sis Masasa, this is what's happening. And perhaps this is why I'm so vocal, and it's gotten me on the wrong side of a lot of people in power who have access to stopping opportunities because they know they can, because I dare to say, yo, the emperor is naked. But it's important. It's important that as older actors, and I'm speaking specifically to my context, but I think it's applicable in any context, it's important that we say, yo, the emperor is naked. Yo, it's not okay. And if that gets you the label of, oh, you're difficult, oh, she's a diva, oh, it's fine for me, because it means that next time someone tries that behavior on set, they know we're going to go to Masasa and she's going to kick up a fuss on it. So that video was triggering for me, but also it was great to know that I'm being given the opportunity to stand in the gap for people who can't stand in the gap for themselves. And if it means that you must be difficult, you know, difficult women make history, not docile. Thank you, yes, you can step all over me. Those sort of women, they don't refuse, yeah. You have to sit in the bus and refuse to give up your seat. And that's what that video was about.
So literally your experience, your body as an individual was the evidence of what society is right now and what it looks like. I think that's powerful.
Absolutely. And that is why this campaign is so important, because it's saying that our bodies are the landscape for all of this violence. We don't have to go far. You know, Mongile's body carries memory of violence, of things that he won't be able to speak of, but he knows when someone touches him a certain way, it takes him somewhere. He knows when a person looks at him in a certain way, what it triggers inside. Your body holds memory, it holds evidence. It's a landscape of a living, it's a living document. So this is why this title of this, work, or this education or this invitation, because like you, I don't want to call it a campaign. The title of this invitation is called Body of Evidence, is perhaps if we're able to look at ourselves and go, I have this ouchie, maybe that will help you to have more empathy for
Sure.
the next person, because you were able to look at your body as evidence and go, ow.
Yeah.
Oh, I can look at your ow now because I had the capacity to be able to be self-aware. I can't hold space for you if I can't hold space for myself. So I can't say to Wongile, be honest, tell the truth, if I haven't been honest and told the truth. It's a bit unfair.
And but Bongile, your piece for me, how I received it was a call out. I don't know if that's what you meant for the piece. Can you tell us more about your process putting it out?
I think I spoke to Uta Power about it. Firstly, obviously, I'm doing TV work. And I said to him, I feel uncomfortable about it. You know, I don't want people, when they look at this piece, but, oh, asibukele ubani. You know, I want to take a responsibility. And I remember, piece, I was rehearsing something. And I went to a rehearsal and I sat there. I phoned a couple of people, especially women, and said, what do you think about GBV? And I had like too many responses after that. I went back to Uta Power and I said to him, I don't feel comfortable about my piece. I'm not honest. I want to be honest about my piece. Can we redo my piece, please? Because I felt like I was just doing one of those voiceovers or one of those videos, you know? Oh, it's done, cool, I'm out of here. So I sat down and I reflected back, life in yam. And I realized, I've done some stuff. Let me take ownership.
Yeah.
Let me not say you, man, let me say we.
Yeah.
You know, so I think part of that piece here and then that, no, man, I'm part of the problem. You know, I've done stuff, so let me stand up. Let me say, there's a damage. You know, let me fix it. You know, so that it in the share, be right, be honest. How do we cut this chain? How do we say, yes, I'm so sorry? Because for men, I'm sorry. I promise you,
For people in general.
In general,
and
yeah.
you bring up, sorry to interrupt you,
Sure, no
boss, but
worries.
you bring up a very important thing that I think we need to talk about, is that to understand the complexity of being a human is that you have the capacity to be the knife and the blade and also the one that is wounded. You know, you have the capacity to be the one that's causing harm and the one that is harmed. And so this is the difficulty when navigating this space around gender-based violence, because it's like, you know, is cancel culture, you know, supportive of healing? Sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes you have to deal with someone on the financial level for them to actually understand. But also in the same breath, let he without sin cast the first stone.
Sure.
So it is such a deep and complex situation. And I'm glad that you've spoken about it, Bongile, because we have to understand that we're not sitting here in judgment going, oh, we've hurt nobody.
Yeah.
By you saying that is acknowledging that I too am a complex being. I too can be the healer and the wounder at the same time. And life is about navigating that mess.
Yeah.
So you start with you first. The responsibility is you first. You call yourself out first.
Yes.
And I think when Masi, whether we like it or not, Sizi role models, you know, and if we don't do such stuff, we men, let's talk about stuff, then we're gonna mislead our kids and the younger generation. We're gonna still sit in the same problem. So I was saying to my friends, let's fix it. I was saying to my peers, let's fix it. To my co-workers, let's fix it. You understand? Because different spaces for me. You know, you know, at home. If you don't own it, then there's a problem. I remember I was watching it with a close friend, and then you know, that only for me, I can say to people, must fix it. I'm not perfect, I don't have answers, but now I'm saying, let's talk about it.